Opera SM back here giving you another video exploring the new red-white planeswalker Kalemne. Today I wanted to experiment around with the ability that Kalemne has to fetch the first creature with base cost 14 or greater from the deck. I thought, let's try to see if we can build around Razia, Boros Archangel. This beast is just incredible. 16 for a 9/4, prevent damage, defender, flying haste legendary creature. I think it used to be vigilant, but now it's got defender, which is really good because it would really stink if it had vigilance and it wouldn't block. It would be almost impossible to kill that way. But cool thing about Razia, besides just being a fast beater, is that whenever your planeswalker takes damage, your opponent's planeswalker takes damage equal to this creature's power. And it has, whenever this creature prevents damage, it loses prevent damage for 3 turns now. That makes this thing easier to kill, but I still think it's pretty cool, and it's really neat to combo with this. You can deal damage to yourself in certain ways in order to trigger Razia multiple times, and there's a couple spells like Chandra's Pyrohelix that let you target yourself multiple times. So with this spell, if we can deal 1 damage to target creature, planeswalker, and then repeat it 2 more times, we could target ourselves 3 times and then trigger Razia 3 times, so at least 9 damage, and if you have it reinforced, even more damage. So there's some cool new cards that we can add from the new Odyssey set that can go along with this. One of the older cards, which also has the damage copy effect, is Avacyn's Judgment. For 9, target creature or planeswalker takes 2 damage and you repeat it, so it's another 3-time effect. With Madness doesn't come up a lot, but if you discard other cards from your hand, it gains mana and it can't be discarded. But one of the new cards from Odyssey is Shower of Coals. It's the most expensive of these. It costs 10, but it's kind of like Avacyn's Judgment, where, sorry, I've got some bad connection here, but deal 10 damage to any target, then repeat it 2 or more times, and if you have Threshold, it's 4 damage, and Threshold is just if you have copies of the same card in your deck, I believe. Let's double check if I can, Grandpa Bryce can ever figure out this interface. Alright, there we go. Alright, cool. So this gives us a 3rd card that we can use with Razia in order to damage ourselves, which I think is pretty cool. And then 2 of the other cards, just the cycle in general of the Threshold lands. I like these guys a lot. It's 9 mana, and it converts 3 gems to a single color. But more importantly for this deck, at the beginning of your turn, lose 2 life. So Nomad Stadium, the white one, and Barbarian Ring, the red one. If we have 2 of these lands, it's great conversion for our trying to get red and white conversions for our +5 mana bonuses on Kalemne, which is great. But also dealing ourselves damage every turn will trigger Razia every turn, which I think is pretty cool. So the rest of the deck is a lot more conversion. I put Battlefield Forge in just because it was the cheapest red-white converter at 6. I'm not sure if 2 shields is enough. I might bump it up to something else later, but we'll look. But I also think that those Threshold lands synergize really well with the Shock lands, because these guys convert for 8, they convert to 2 mana of either enemy or allied colors. There's all 10 options there. But the second part of it, when this enters the board, if you've lost life during this or the last turn, convert 4 gems to red or white. So with those Shock lands, since you're going to be taking 2 damage, or excuse me, the Threshold lands taking 2 damage from those, it should almost always turn on these extra conversions for enter the battlefield on the Shock lands, which is pretty awesome. Chromox, this masterpiece, if you have it, is pretty efficient. It's for 8 mana. It converts 3 gems to your planeswalker's colors, so white and red for our case. Last card I used to just fill out the deck was Court of Calling, to try to a little more consistently get Razia out. Not sure if there should be another creature in this deck, another converter, something else. If you have any ideas, let me know. I just threw this in right now for testing purposes. Haven't actually run this deck at all, but I want to give it a try. So let's go ahead and load it up and see what it does. Let's see, so we'll go into Legacy Training Grounds here. Looks like we're facing Optimus, the level 60 Karn. Let me turn off Wi-Fi here. I'm sitting out on my kind of in my garage area, so let's see if I can get a better connection here. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna play on regular Wi-Fi here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and give it a try here. And again, with kind of what the plan here is with Kalemne, with all these converters, we should hopefully get his first ability online in order pretty fast, since it only cost 4 loyalty to fetch out a Razia. And then once we have the Razia fetched, we can get it out into play and then try to combo out with these things that can deal damage to us. I'm a little interested with the second ability of Kalemne, where you can give a guy double strike and vigilance, how vigilance and defender stack, if that would mean that if it has vigilance now that it's not going to block because the creature might potentially die, which would be pretty cool if that's the case, but we'll see if defender overwrites that, I think, and generally, because I think vigilance says creatures with defender or reach would block first, so not sure if that's still the wording, but all right, cool. So we do have Razia, but let's get some of our converters online first. We have 8 mana at least, so we want to get our Chrome Mox on to deal, or to start converting 3 a turn. But let's see, so we've got a red match 3 that we can do several different ways. We could get a black and a blue, but black is our worst mana conversion color. There's another option for a black and the blue at the top, but I think we just want to take the red match that we know we have, and then I think we want to take the red one on the 3rd row, because that gives us a chance for the blue match to happen as well. Got black, so cool, we'll take it. Alright, opponent has a Startled Awake, so they're doing a little bit of ramp. So we'll go to Battlefield Forge on, hopefully here, and then start to work towards our Razia. Let's see here. Yeah, we got a white match on the left, which I think is what we want to take. Just double checking that there's nothing better left on the board here. There's also some black matches, but yeah, let's just go ahead and take that white match for now. Great, so now we're converting 5 on the board. Hopefully we should be able to get this white match here. Alright, we've got a couple different options here that we can do, so let's take a look at this. Great, and now we have Shower of Coals, which we could start to combine with Razia. We're 1 mana away from fetching another Razia if we want, so we could reinforce it. But let's see, we could get a black match into red matches, and then a potential another red match on the top. That's not bad. We could get white matches a couple different spots. We could get, ooh, I like this one, the 3rd row. We could get a blue 4, which could then give us a black 3 and a red 4. I think that's what we're going to try to go for right now. Let's see if there's anything better than that, though, that we could even get. I don't think we're going to find anything better than that move, though. So let's go ahead and go for that. Great. Razia online. Alright, awesome. And we have a Chandra's Pyro Helix here too. So let's go ahead and use the first ability here. And this is pretty cool because it's going to buff up our loyalty of Razia, so actually any loyalty things that we get off of this are going to make Razia even bigger to deal more damage to the opponent, which is pretty sweet. So let's see, I'm wondering if I actually probably just want to wait a turn and see if I can get Razia on the board before I activate those other burn spells, which is what I think I want to do. So let's see, we can get a white match 4, which is pretty good. I think we'll just take that for now so I don't take forever to make a move. Great, we did get the bonus blue and a green match. Good, so next turn we should be able to hopefully get Razia online. All right, this is going very well. So all right, we will go ahead and activate this ability one more time. That'll make Razia even a little bit bigger here, and we'll get another copy of it for later. And let's see, we should be able to get 8 mana to get Razia out and Chandra's Pyrohelix as well. So we should be able to just kill the opponent off this turn. This is turn 5, so that's not too bad. So let's see what we can do here. We can get our red damage in the bottom, which could lead to another red match on top. That's probably what I'll do. So I'll just go ahead and take that for now. Then let some of the fireworks begin. All right. So yeah, so we cast another big creature, so that made Razia even bigger. So we're going to go ahead and target ourselves with all these copies of Pyrohelix. So you'll notice we took 1, our opponent took 22. That's pretty sweet. Great, so we're dealing 66 damage for 3 damage for us. That's pretty cool. And Shower of Coals is going to be targeting us as well, so we'll take 2 and then deal our opponent 22 for each of those too. So, alright, cool. So that looks like a fun deck. This is, again, just a first draft of the deck. If you have ideas how to improve the deck, please let me know in the comments, or feel free to post them on the From the Ashes Slack. If you're not a member and you'd like to just have it a good spot to discuss Magic, whether you're looking for a team to play on like Goblin Pile, Tormented, Denied, or one of our other teams, or just want to discuss Puzzle Quest strategy in general, you can send an email to fromtheashespq@gmail.com and we'll get you invited to our Slack. Alright, take care, everyone.